Yeah, you can lie about it, but it's not gonna change a thing. Maybe you'll try to hide it. Pull down the curtain where the light comes in. Baby, we walked this road so many times before, but you always stop at my door. Yeah, maybe we'll fight about it, but I won't be down about it. All I know is I've been around, I've seen it before. Baby, I know this show. I know my part, but down to the core. I don't wanna waste my time now, 'cause this is where I come in. I can tell the ending, but where it begins, I can forget about you. Live out my days like it's still the same. There's still a part inside you, closing me out like I'm to blame. Yeah, we can fight about it, but I won't be down about it. All I know is I've been around, I've seen it before. Baby, I know this show. I know my part, but down to the core. I don't wanna waste my time now, 'cause this is where I come in. I can tell the ending, but where it begins. All I know is how it goes when a heart like yours beats a heart like mine. We could turn all the words to rhymes, but a love like ours will break with time. It will break with time. All I know is I've been around, I've seen it before. Baby, I know this show. I know my part, but down to the core. I don't wanna waste my time now, 'cause this is where I come in. I can tell the ending, but where it begins. All I know is I've been around, I've seen it before. Baby, I know this shows. I know my part, but down to the core. I don't wanna waste my time now, 'cause this is where I come in. I can tell the ending, but where it begins.
What is up, my beautiful people or YouTube? Of course, it's Dolly back in the house with the lovely PJ. How's everything going, PJ?
I love how you turned that on when I was looking over here at the sky somewhere. That was great.
Okay, well, caught you
It's
slipping,
it's
caught you
it's going good.
slipping. Okay, so today we're talking Karen Reed, the Karen Reed case. Okay, this is the lady that everybody thinks is innocent. Okay. Well, a lot of people do. So I did a little deep dive in myself today into this case, and I was real confident this lady was 100% guilty yesterday. But today, I'm 98.9% confident I think she's guilty. Okay. But they did sway my opinion a little bit on a few things, that make me question things. But it still would have to be a really big cover up conspiracy type thing in the death of John O'Keefe.
My issue with that is it possible to have her accidentally hit him and everything in the case from that point on be sketchy as for the law enforcement?
Well, to me, it's like, I was listening to his defense and they were talking about, he took 88 steps according to his phone and things like this. Now, I don't really know as just, I'm not a professional, I'm not a phone expert. I don't know if them things are 100% accurate to a T, but some people say they are, but I'm no expert. So I just have to take, maybe it is, maybe it ain't, kind of thing. I'm not an expert in it, so I don't know if it's accurate to every step you take. I would hope my phone didn't track me like that.
It does.
I mean, well, they
It
say
does.
they've used it in other cases, but in this case, they're saying it's not accurate, but they have used this to prosecute other people, this same technology.
And see, I knew a little bit more, I think, about the case the last time we did the stream on this, but people would come in during our live and say things like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even know the half of it." So, of course, I went and pulled up everything. And ultimately, they're right. It's literally like I can't even explain it really. There's just so many different things that I see as red flags. I don't necessarily feel that she's not guilty, but there's reasonable doubt to a point where I don't think she's gonna get
I,
charged with the
I,
crime.
I don't know. What they're saying is, I think people thinking she's overcharged because she's charged with second degree murder instead of vehicular manslaughter. But I think, the extra charge is the fact that, of course, it's a cop you hit, so they're going to overcharge you a little bit. You know,
Um,
but the fact that everybody likes to leave this out, the lady was drunk. Okay, they never want to mention the fact that she was hammered drunk driving that vehicle. It's like they take that out the whole equation. I still think the lady is guilty of hitting a man. I just think if you go down the
I mean,
conspiracy rabbit hole,
it's not really a conspiracy though. It doesn't necessarily consist of just random strange facts that come out of the sky like aliens. It's literally like I started listening to the latest court case, and so you would see her defense, the prosecution, her defense, and the prosecution with Turtle Boy in the background. It was like September 13th, I think, was the latest court case that was on court TV.
uh-huh.
Basically, the defense is stating that all of the evidence that she has the constitutional right to test for herself. His clothing, the lighting pieces of the tail light, um, it's all in the lab still getting tested. They've gotten no allowance to access it. And so it's like going on 2 years or something. And then little things are starting to come out, like they're showing the ring camera footage, but they're not allowing for a certain time after midnight or something. Like just stuff like that to where you're kind of like, why would you not allow them the time after midnight? Clearly that's when all of the action happens.
Well, what I see them banking on is this plow driver that says he drove through there and didn't see a body laying there. So that's 100% a fact that he was not there. Now, there's a possibility. Let me tell you this. I'll share this story with you. My neighbor was shot. Okay. And I pulled up and walked right by him. He was in the bushes. I never seen him. Okay.
Hmm.
And I was right there. He was shot. I walked in the house and my baby's mother said, "Did you hear a gunshot?" And I was like, "Nah." I go back outside. I hear the ambulances coming and the neighbor's shot laying in the bush. Okay. So,
Hmm.
but I walked right by him and didn't see him. So to say you can, that this is, since he didn't see him, that, oh, he couldn't have been there. It's impossible. No, I walked right past a person that had been shot, my
Right.
neighbor. So, I don't go so much on that, that's the end all be all is this plow truck driver didn't see him. So there's no,
Yeah, it's not just that, it's the pieces of evidence that are required to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was in fact her vehicle, it was in fact, the time frame. They're not allowed to see the footage of the ring camera. That's just why not? And then they're requesting the navigation system on her Lexus, and they were denied that, or it was taking a long time. The prosecution couldn't get the information, so that he stood in front of that judge and had the nerve to say, well, we're having communication issues, so I'm going to start forwarding all of the emails to all of the counsel. That should have been done from the second this whole case started. It's just a bunch of stuff, and that's just the tippy top of it. Like, I can't even start to explain it all. It's just so much, and it's all leading to, like, there's something, like, if there's that much cover up and just bad policing, why? You got to think why.
okay. See, I can make sense of the plow truck driver. Yeah, maybe he didn't see it. Okay. Now,
Right.
the one that they argue the most about. Now, everybody that's for Karen Reed, this is the one, and this is probably the hardest one for me to explain, and that is the Google search of
See,
how long does it take to die in the freezing cold. Now, that one in a conspiracy world, I'd be like, yeah, y'all pretty much got a slam dunk there. But sometimes, things ain't quite what they seem all the time.
MFO. Hey, Jensen. Can we real quick? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I saw a couple people that said they were really, really following this case that wanted to call in. We're gonna do a panel if you want to explain that in a minute.
Okay, yeah, we'll be posting a link so you guys can come up here and join us. We're just discussing it for a few minutes, and then we'll have you guys come up here. And if you think that I see somebody right now that says Matt says free Karen Reed, we want to speak with some of you guys tonight because we want both sides of it. Me myself, I'm not so much into the conspiracy realm of things, and I think a little bit of the free Karen Reed people. I think it's a little bit conspiracy, but I'm going to give you guys the opportunity, to come up here and
I really want people to come up that are passionate about this so
yeah,
I
we
can
don't
be
want to
convinced.
argue. We don't want to argue and fight with nobody out there. So if you're watching us and you have a different view of us than we do, you're more than
I want to
welcome.
be convinced.
Yeah, but don't come up here calling us stupid or calling us names or anything like that. And we treat you the same way because we, in the same token, I do know there's crooked cops out here in this world. We all know that. I think we can
See,
all come to agreement on that. Now,
Leah says I'm from the area. Karen is innocent. So why would she say, "Oh my God, did I hit him?" Even if she said it in a question manner. I just can't. Me personally, I've been wasted, beyond wasted before. I cannot imagine me and you going to a bar and then going to somebody's house, me not being invited, first of all. Second of all, then being so agitated that you're going in and I'm leaving to just back out and be like, "Peace out. I'm coming back to your house to sleep at your house." I just can't.
and if she, and who goes home and passes out and only sleeps for a few hours, like when you had that much to drink? Usually, when I drink and I hit the
Yeah.
bed, I'm out for hours. But she got home late, got up super early, and her first concern was, "Let me go back there." But how was he supposed to get home? Was he supposed to come back and get him? Was he
Well,
supposed to catch an Uber in a blizzard? Was one of those people that he barely knew supposed to bring him
I
back home?
That's exactly it, is that they were at this bar with the other cops and they were all hanging out drinking. They're all drinking back and going back to the one person's house and supposedly he's invited. She says after the fact, like she didn't think he was even invited. She didn't know what we were doing here. He's not usually somebody that likes to even go out and be around people. So then here, she literally sounded, the other night when I came out here because you woke me up and y'all were having a panel without me and I wanted to have this panel right now and I was just so agitated. I felt like that was like her demeanor. Like she was so aggravated. He was wanting to still party and it's like she just kind of wanted to go home.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, no matter what, I can't see just leaving you there, even if I just, if she's correct and she just dropped
Now,
them off.
to me, I think if she accidentally did it because she was drunk, I say it's vehicle homicide. She
Manslaughter.
ran him over, manslaughter or something of that nature. But if they were fighting and she did it, then you could say, hey, this was intentional, right? But she's charged with second degree murder. Like she intentionally ran this man over. I think that drunk, maybe even if they did have an argument, he got out, she could possibly run him over and it be an accident and not
Well,
know she
I
hit him.
I don't think you can hit somebody and not know you hit them.
But I did look
I just
closer at that video, PJ, of the car backing out of the garage because I'm just trying to go over everything that I know people are going to come up here and we're going to discuss in a little bit. And it does appear that they did make contact with the other vehicle. Right. The first time I seen it, I didn't really notice. I was like, I don't know if that's enough to bust the tail light
It
out.
was obviously beaten inside of the house.
But then when I rewatched it, you can literally see the back wheel of that car shift, and it looks like it did hit it with enough impact that it could have possibly broke the tail light.
You think so? I seen that it tapped it. I seen that from the very beginning that it tapped it, but
Well, I don't know if
I didn't.
really a little tap. I don't know if it would have shifted the car. The car actually does shift a little bit, so it hit it with enough impact that I think it was enough to break a tail light. I will give them that. Now, it also could have broke a tail light hitting his ass too. I don't know. I ain't saying that it did break the tail light. I'm saying I think it had enough impact that it possibly could have.
Yeah. And so that's where somebody had mentioned earlier when I first started talking that the library footage outside of their building wasn't given over to the defense either. And that would also show her driving by without her taillight being broken.
Yeah, but my hardest thing is this though. If you was, if I was the police and I was going to kill you, another fellow police officer, I don't think they're going to throw you in a yard and like let the police figure out what happened. You know what I'm saying? They would hide.
Yeah.
They would throw you at a dope house. They would do something. I mean, even in a good cop movie where the cops are corrupt,
And
this
that's what I
this
was
is
thinking
what
earlier.
you
Who
think.
was driving the car? I think she was driving the car to leave, but I actually think he was driving the car to their house because there's no way that he could have gotten ran over if he was on the passenger side. The way she pulled in, he would have gotten out and gone straight to the side or to the lawn. She would have
Now,
literally had to be driving into the lawn to back out and hit him.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, if she was perfectly sober, I would say, okay, this sounds like maybe there is some conspiracy cover up, right? But she was clearly intoxicated. Look, because she's done drank 7, 8 vodka and cokes. That's going to get anybody a little buzzed up. Okay,
And
let's
see,
be honest.
everybody in the chat is so certain that Colin Albert killed John.
But
What
what
was
you
their
know,
beef even?
yeah,
Well,
yeah, he
there
walks in the
was
house and this kid just immediately kills him. That don't make sense.
no, there was I think they had a confrontation. I really tried to sift for all that. There's so much information on this case, but they had beef at some point. Something was off with the two of them. And apparently he was leaving and had left. According to prosecution, he left already by the time they got there, but then defense is claiming that he did not, according to like his cell phone data or something. They're claiming he did not leave. That's why there's such a it's like they're going back and forth at each other
People
and they're
say
coming
there's
up with
no
opposing views.
Yeah, people were saying
Who's
there's
right?
no way she could have hit him. There is a way she could have hit him. She could have put the car in reverse and backed that bitch up and like boop. That's all that she could
Right,
have
but listen.
did that. So we can't say that's impossible, okay? Because it's clearly possible she could have hit him with the car. Okay.
This is what I was just saying though. If he got out of the passenger side and she's pulled up to the curb, this is the lawn. She literally would have had to go through their lawn to take him out. And he was found on the lawn.
Well, she said she did a 3-point turn. Why did
No,
she?
they said no, the prosecution originally didn't know anything about a 3-point turn. They said she did one after the second go about of the I don't know what to call it. I'm bad at names, but ultimately they at first didn't say anything about a 3-point turn. That was brought in after the fact. She never said she did a 3-point turn. So that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, because you would think if you pulling up to drop somebody off, they would get out and you would keep going straight. There's no way
Right.
to run them over, But we're dealing with somebody. One, she should have never been driving a vehicle, okay, and he should have never been allowing her to drive that vehicle. So if you want to say the cops are dirty, then we got 8 cops, 9 dirty cops because he was dirty allowing that girl to drive that vehicle with him in it, intoxicated. Okay, so he's already a dirty cop. I mean, that's hard to say that, but he should, as he takes an oath to make sure the streets are safe, and that's you're a cop when you check out that day, you're still a cop 24/7, right?
And everybody's saying, can we start this panel? I'm ready. It's like
You ready?
everybody's just got responses and it's fascinating to me.
Okay. So we're gonna give everybody a chance. Now, this is how we're gonna do the panel. What do you just want to throw up an overlay? We want you to keep your cameras off. That way it will slow down the delay. And how many people do you want to bring up at a time, PJ?
A couple to start with. I mean, we could probably handle at least 2 to start with.
Okay, so yeah, we'll throw an overlay up just to make sure you ain't a troll. So we're trying, to keep it nobody crazy. Okay.
And I want to know I want people that are going to come up to know at least the basics of the case as much as I do so that we can know what we're talking about and talk about it on topic. Because I'm hoping somebody will change my mind. Because like I said, I'm starting to see why there's an issue. I don't necessarily think that she didn't do it. But I think there's a serious reasonable doubt to where if I was a jury member, I would have a hard time convicting her.
Well, like I have a little more doubt than I did yesterday. Okay, as I
Yeah.
went back and watched some more of the stuff, and I watched Turtle Boy, of course, on Court TV. He was a lot more respectable sounding on Court TV than he is on his YouTube channel. So he didn't sound so out of his damn mind like he does when you watch him on YouTube. He kind of made he got to his point without all the rude, crude. He did a couple
He can
calls.
clean up nicely.
Well, he said a few names, and Vinny kind of was like, "Hey, bring it down. This Court TV. We ain't trying to get sued because making allegations against people." But for the most part, he was respectful. He kept it under wraps. It was a lot better version to see a Turtle Boy that than I've seen of clips of him, talking about John O'Keefe's family and things of that nature. That's kind of horrible to
Yeah,
watch. So, and then when you see that, it kind of takes away from their message to me, like because you're
I
getting
agree.
that, because I'm trying to get down with, hey, there's dirty cops, prove these cops are dirty to me. But when you screaming at the family of the dead cop, it kind of makes it hard for me to believe anything you're saying, even if you're saying something that's correct. So this is the link to get into the room tonight. We'll let a couple of you in at a time. That's what PJ said. So I don't want to get ran over by a car, end up in my driveway. So we're going to go with what PJ said. Okay. This is the link to get in. And I got a long driveway. It'll take people days to find me.
So he knows how to act in real life, but not on YouTube. Yeah. I don't think he knows how to act in real life. He just knew how to act on court TV.
Well, I mean, yeah, he handled himself differently. So he has the capabilities of, doing it, but he just gets on YouTube by thinking this wows the hell out.
Yeah, I mean, we've all gotten passionate about something we care about.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. And
There is a fine line, though, especially if you're the spokesperson.
yeah, but I mean, I've said bad things when I've lost my temper, right? When I lose my temper, I'm capable of saying some horrible, mean ass things. But when you just say horrible, mean things and you ain't like lost your temper, but then again, how do I know what his temper is? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he is
Yeah.
losing his temper and he's just fed up with it. I don't know. It just seemed a little rude, a little crude to
Oh, it
me.
is. It is.
And
Ultimately, it is.
I guess it's a good shocking way to get attention to things. Okay.
Right, which is that's what I had been hearing about the support of the couple people that I know that were in support of Turtle Boy, which
Okay. We got somebody in the back. It goes by Blue Victorian. We're gonna throw a cover screen up just in case so we don't get porn bombed. Hello, Blue.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
yes.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, I called in the other night. I've called in for you know, the turtle or whatever. Uh
Hmm.
Turtle Island, but I have so many inconsistencies with this case and it's been bothering me for a really long time. Um I really don't think that she did it.
You know
I really don't.
what is your theory on things? What would be the police's motive to kill a police that just showed up at their house?
Well, um maybe John O'Keefe knew things inside the police department and they knew about it and they all went to a party. I really don't know. However, the what I've seen, it, I just don't think I don't think she did it.
Why would she say she thinks she hit him?
Well, maybe she was drunk.
I mean, she was.
Definitely drunk. I think we could all agree on the one that she was intoxicated, right? Yeah, I mean, why one of those things, why would you say, and why would she leave him? How was he supposed to get home in the blizzard?
Well, maybe they got into an argument and she left or he didn't want to leave when she wanted to leave. And then she ended up saying like, "Where is he?" And then backed out of the driveway, backed into his car, and that's
So,
how fight.
so let's throw this theory out there. So he gets in an argument with his girlfriend. He goes into the house mad. He starts arguing with somebody in there. They beat him to death, throw him in the front yard.
I mean, that's
I,
possible, but why not get rid of him another way? I just I know cops, and I don't think they're that stupid. The thing
What's up,
about
Tony?
cops is they know how to get rid of evidence, if that's properly saying it. So they know how to get around, well, at least the ones that I know. But they know how to go around things to do certain things certain ways to get around getting caught or getting in trouble for things.
Yeah. Turtle Boy wouldn't be doing all this if he didn't have other information that we didn't have. That's all I'm saying. I really don't think that she did it. I really don't. But that's just all I have.
Okay.
And they did say that they were arguing. That was, I think the prosecution
Well,
had brought that out
let me
as for
ask you this,
information.
since you're here, what do you think about the charges that Turtle Boy has been charged with?
I don't agree with some of the things he has done. Like, you should not be in the middle of a courtroom flicking people off. And,
Oh, I
and
didn't even know he did that.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
yes,
I didn't even know that.
that would be witness intimidation. However, he's very passionate about what he believes in for a reason. And I don't think we all know what he knows, honestly.
Yeah, but where is he getting this information from? Karen Reed herself?
Yeah.
Because I think they've been in contact and
They have been.
Yeah.
they've.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm
they
sure the police know that now because I'm sure they have their communications between the two of them.
Well, the police have to know that because they took his computer, his phones.
Yeah, 37 of his iPhones. I mean, a lot of damn iPhones.
Yeah, they did.
He had $15,000 in iPhones.
But there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. He knows. He knows something. People
Well, tell us. We want to know what he knows. We want to know the dark secrets. We want to know. Stoney, do you know?
No,
Stoney knows everything.
I got an opinion. On it. But go ahead, young lady. I'm enjoying what you're saying. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't know Karen Reed from anywhere. He just came about this case because he lived there. Am I correct?
That's
Well,
what I heard, and that actually makes it a lot weirder to me.
He was an hour from there.
Yep.
Right. So, okay. I know a lot of people think about JLR or whatever. I follow him and he does do a lot of things. And some people say things about him or whatever. It's like the same situation with Turtle Boy. He is passionate about the situation for a reason.
I compare Turtle Boy to JLR, but I think Turtle Boy is a little more rude and crude than JLR.
Well,
I think JLR comes off a little more timid, and Turtle Boy comes off a little more aggressive.
Right.
I think that would be a good assessment, fair.
I don't have no opinion on either one of them. You don't want my opinion. Let's just leave it like that on either one of them. So go ahead.
I don't like either of them.
I don't like them either. I think they're both idiots. My opinion.
Same.
It's my opinion. Just my opinion.
Because to me, you can't come out here and demand somebody take you seriously when you're literally doing something that's worse than the person that you're trying to point out, or you're doing something that's equal to that person. So it's like,
it's hard to point out to do anything worse than cops murdering somebody.
No, I was saying in general.
That's probably the worst of the worst, if he truly believes it, but he's putting himself on the line really bad for some woman he don't know and decided,
well, he's endangering the case too.
If these people are this powerful, would you want to be out there screaming at him? Because now you got to pay the price because he could end up in jail and away from his family for trying to even help this lady.
Yeah, that's true. But if he's super passionate about the fact that she is an innocent person, then that makes sense why he is so.
See, I would agree with that. I'm sorry. It's hard to not talk over top of everybody when we're up here. But I'm trying. But ultimately, I would agree with you had I not heard of him from the past. He's very outrageous. He does things that are troll-like. He does things like on his blog. He still has social justice warrior Karen and does pieces on certain people that he believes are social justice warriors. And just his overall persona before this didn't scream passionate activist to me. It was like, I'm poking the fire because I'm the troll that wins. Like, that was his persona to me.
Yeah. No, I can understand. I like I said, I have not agreed with the things he has done. But I have gone back and watched a lot of his hour-long.
I mean, let's just say, even though he may appear to be an idiot, that don't mean what he's fighting for is wrong.
No.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, his actions are terrible. I can admit to that, but that don't mean he's wrong. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I just have my opinion that I think it's more likely that she ran this man over than this big, because, you know, to tell a lie, you got to tell another lie, another lie, another lie, and you got to always lie. And I know one
And the
thing.
more people that are included in your lie, they also have to lie.
Yeah, and it becomes then you start blackmailing other people. If you don't give me this money, I'm going to tell. It becomes one of those things, you know. You had to kill everybody in the room eventually.
How about this? Can I say something real quick? How about both sides are a little bit shady?
That's what I said.
Agreed.
I believe, in my own opinion, opinions like, so everybody has one. So, you know, it is what it is. My own opinion, I think that there's both sides. I think he's playing a game and the government's playing a game with him. And I think she's got some involvement in it. And I think the other people have some involvement and they're covering each other's butts. And I think it's just a big old cluster.
Stoney
I
said
agree.
lock them all up.
No, I
No,
didn't
I agree.
knock them all up. I'm just saying that I think it's just a big old mess, and they weave the web that they can't unweave. You understand what I'm
Now,
saying?
do I think they have enough evidence to convict this lady of second-degree murder? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do
I
either.
think she
And I
did
hope
it.
they don't.
I think she did it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think they have enough evidence to prove she did it.
Ultimately, Turtle Boy's purpose was what? To come out here and be the clown and get everybody's attention because it worked. And then now we've got the defense stuttering and stammering when trying to ask for certain
Yeah,
things
but
where they're not getting it. And then
I
we're
can't.
sitting here. I'm doubting all of it now. I don't think she's going to get convicted of anything based on what we've heard so far.
Hold on, my girl just came and the dog's gonna go nuts. I'm gonna mute for a minute.
All right.
Okay.
He
I-
did bring attention to it, you know, and attention sometimes in cases are important. And I know the importance of bringing attention to things. Yeah, I just, you know, like I said, I had a little bit more respect for him if he handled himself more like he did on court TV than he does on YouTube. Because once you see the YouTube clips of it, it's hard to get that out of your mind. But then I watched him, you know, speak normal to Vinny on court TV, and I was like, okay, this dude ain't so terrible if he would just keep it like this.
Yeah. I like I said, I don't agree with the things he has done. Like, you shouldn't be going in front of, you know, the the guy's business and saying there's blood pizza. There's different ways to go about it, and I think that's why he's in so much trouble right now.
Yeah. Either way he looks at it, this eats up a lot of his time, legal money. I hate to be in that situation. But then again, you know, if these people are right, you know, corruption needs to be exposed, you know, and all these bad cops do need to be brought. You know, it does point, you know, like I said, that John O'Keefe was allowing crime to happen right in front of him, doing nothing about it.
Right.
So maybe all these cops are letting crime happen right in front of them and not doing nothing about it. So maybe there is something to it.
Hey,
But
let me say something though. I mean, have you
you
ever
still have to have a motive.
noticed real quick? Have you ever noticed that people that are in power of any sort use that power against the people that they're against and make it 10 times harder and 10 times worse for them? How I know? The government, there's people that work for the county in my city that literally told me, oh, big trouble's coming your way. So, I mean, it's like, okay, show me. I'm from the show me part of my state, Illinois. Not really, but whatever. And I want you to show me, because if I got big trouble coming, there's big trouble coming. So could they be involved in the police department because they have that pull to go against her and go against Turtle Boy and all of them? Well, absolutely. They can slam him and just bury his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I
They
think
do it every day.
I think it's going to be harder to get her on second-degree murder than it is going to be getting Turtle Boy on tampering with witnesses.
Exactly. They're going to
I
get
agree.
him. They're going to get him. They're going to slam him. That's my opinion.
No, I don't think they're going to slam him because Because
either.
they're going to look at him like he was trying to do the right thing in his
Right.
mind in a stupid, goofy way. And
Mhm.
oh, he's going to pay the price for it, but he's not going to prison and things
No,
like
he
that.
ain't going to prison. No,
Well, you don't know what he's got on his seven iPhones.
but
That's true.
but
But
you
the
know what?
fact that
Listen,
they had
we're
the
talking about the case itself. Do they got enough on him in just the case? Absolutely not.
What, on him tampering
No,
with
he's
witnesses
got
and
other
shit? Yeah,
stuff.
they got everything on him for that. That's what I'm saying. But they're not going to,
But
you
this,
know, it's a harmless crime. He didn't
yeah,
hurt nobody.
he
He
didn't
didn't do
walk in
nothing
with
like
a gun,
that.
didn't rob nobody
Yeah,
with a gun, didn't do nothing.
he's going to walk away with some probation, some
Right.
heavy fines. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
going to stand accountable for his actions. Yeah.
Yeah,
Even if
Can we?
he's found
he'll
not
pay, but not with his freedom.
even if he's found not guilty, he's going to still stand for his actions.
yeah,
Yes.
So he
absolutely.
gets slammed. I see slammed, I guess, hard, lightly. I don't even know how to explain that, but you're going to slam him to make an example out of him. They're going to slam him pretty hard for what they got, and that's about it. I mean, that's it.
No, they're
Gigi
not.
says, I've lived in
I don't
Massachusetts for
think,
18 years now. They all look out for each other. These are several generations of families that are all state and
Mhm.
local police.
I
Yep.
deal with these
I've
kids.
heard
Okay,
that
but
too, PJ.
the medical examiner, the lawyers, the prosecution, the judge, uh, everybody's relatives. It's like I get the concept and I see what the issue is, but at the same time, what we just said like 10 minutes ago, everybody would have to keep with the same lie. They would have to have the same storyline. And
Yeah.
I just,
Well, they're cops. Of course, they're going to have the same storyline. If they say yes, then it's yes. If they say
yeah, but what about their wives when their wives get mad at them and when one of them's
you
cheating
were
on
too
the other one
drunk,
and they tell their boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? You can't shut everybody up. There's one thing, somebody's
that's what
going to
they're
have a
hoping
loose
on.
mouth.
That's what they're hoping on. One of the
Well,
wives open their mouth.
you
All
know
right, we
what? Turtle Boy was witness intimidation. How about everyone else involved with the case? Maybe he's being charged with that and everyone else is being intimidated too.
huh.
huh. Oh, we got
Maybe.
Mama Bullhorn in the back.
You
Hey,
know what
Mama
I'm going to do?
Bullhorn,
I'm going to
can you
jump.
turn your camera off?
I'm going to jump down, Dolly, but I appreciate you guys. I might jump
Like,
back in after a little bit, man. My girl just walked in the door, so I'm going to jump.
okay.
And I appreciate you guys, but I'm gonna hang in there and watch you guys because I got to hear it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Okay.
peace.
All right, ciao.
I think Mama Bullhorn disconnected when she tried to cut her camera off, but she was
There were
in
a
the
couple people in the chat that are local. I'm sorry, was it Blue that we're talking
yeah,
to?
yes.
Yes, it's
Oh,
me.
were you local also?
No, I'm not local.
Okay, because I would love to have somebody that's a local up here to discuss with us. I know you have a lot of information also, but I think that that's important because it feels like this is like extremely personal for people that are
Yeah.
local. They claim that it's like really like this there.
Yeah, that the cops are this bad. And that's probably
Yeah,
the
you're
bad
right.
people from the
He
town to speak on the police of that
Turtle
town.
Boy has a lot of followers there. I mean, you can hear it in the courtroom when he was there.
Oh,
They
you
were
can
all,
see it outside. He has a huge
yeah,
following for that stuff. And I
right.
mean, look, I agree. If I thought the police were doing something wrong, I'd be on Turtle Boy's side. I swear I would, because I hate police corruption more than anything. I've had some really bad dealings with the police in my life, and I know there's some crooked ass police out there. But it's just hard. And also I've had police in my family that I know are honest as shit and wouldn't do nothing to nobody. So I know there's good police out there. I know there's bad police out there. And it's just hard for me to believe that there's that many people covering something up for one person.
Right.
Hey, Dolly.
Yes. Hey, Mama Bullhorn.
Hey, baby. I have a question for you.
I got an answer.
Okay. My husband was born in Boston,
Uh-huh.
and he grew up pretty much in Massachusetts. Um, I I'm thinking outside the box. Now, back in the Summer Wells case, we had the same issue of everybody in the holler being related to somebody. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this brother knew this brother, and this brother knew that brother. And well, the law enforcement and fire department and all of the above are kind of like they are in the holler. They know each other, they cover for each other, they're related to each other, they go back 2-3 generations. I'm not saying they're all dirty, But I agree. PJ hit on something. Or was it Blue? I can't remember because I was listening to all of you. Was this O'Keefe dirty?
I mean, I don't think he
We
was.
don't know.
And
We
he let me finish my question.
okay.
Do I remind you of somebody?
Yes.
You're gonna make me lose my train of thought. The police, they were out partying. Okay. Was there a reason they were out partying? Were there ulterior motives of being out and getting loaded and going back to this house? Were there other plans to, because I agree, his injuries don't match up to just being bumped with the back of a car unless he slipped on the ice and hurt himself behind the car. My other question is,
Was that a question? I think that was a statement.
was you're getting too smart. Getting too smart. It's a threefold question.
Okay.
How do we know she was actually driving the car?
How do we know she was actually driving the car?
Mm-hmm.
Who else would have been driving the car? They were together.
If it was planned, honey.
No, she's on
Okay.
video.
So let me answer the first part of the question. Do I think he was a crooked cop? I think he had a little bit of crookedness to him because he allowed that woman to drive around drinking, and he's a police officer. He should have knew
Wait,
better.
but
Thank you.
how do we not know that when they got there from the bar? How do we know he wasn't the one that was driving them there and then got out? Because that would make more sense for him to get hit if he was driving them there.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
We don't know that.
either way, they were drinking and driving, which is against the law. So
Well,
already,
but he had beers and she had vodka soda.
it shows that
It's a little different.
I'm gonna quote my kid. Okay, she says if you got 100 good cops and you got one bad cop, and them 100 good cops don't do nothing about that one good bad cop, you got 100 bad cops.
Yeah. True. My grandfather was a sheriff, and he got killed by the bad guys. So he got shot. It was a setup. He was shot and killed. So he was a good cop, but he was a sheriff. He was chasing bad guys, but they turned around, switched her back. There were 3 of them, and they killed him.
Wow.
So, I think there's more to this story, and I
do too.
I think, first of all, Turtle Guy should go down for all the bad things he whether it's jail time, fines, whatever. He has broken the law. Period.
Right.
Cut dry. He has broken the law. I mean, and
Yeah, but I think the laws he broke, I don't think he's going to get jail time for it because they're harm. It's like there's not a victim in his crime. I mean, I guess there is in a way, but nobody was actually harmed in the crime. And I'm assuming this guy don't have a terrible record. He might, but he don't look.
It was only verbal.
He got kids and stuff. He don't look like he has a terrible record or nothing. So I think they're going to take in consideration that, this is a highly emotional thing. Okay.
Yeah,
people,
and he's very passionate about it.
Look, because I know about emotions, Miss Bullhorn, Betty Mama. Georgia got me. Them emotions, they run high. And when you're dealing with stuff like this, especially when you believe something passionately,
okay.
I agree with you.
There's a good thing I wasn't there because
he doesn't have a record. He doesn't have a single record. He's clean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to get no jail time. He'll get a little bit of probation. He'll get a little bit of fines, and he'll walk away from it. I do think that she's overcharged, maybe because they don't have a way to prove she was drunk. They don't prove that there's really no way to prove the motive that she did it. There's no way to prove a motive that the police did it. There's really no motive either way around. But if we go back to the kids, right? Which she says the kids are lying, but I know one thing, believe the kids. The kids say they were fighting, that the relationship was over, and they had been fighting, 3 to 5 times a week. Right. So, I mean, for the defense to be like, Well, the kids are full of shit. Look, I don't
No,
think the kids are full of shit. You know,
no,
kids,
no.
they're honest to a default.
Kids
They're-
will tell the truth.
They ain't in on the conspiracy. The kids, you know.
Well, if I'd have been in Savannah with y'all, I'd be in the pokey with you, honey, because I would have brought out that my Louisville Slugger, darling.
Well, I noticed there was a case with 2 kids that went missing from my hometown of Columbus, Georgia. Them 2 little girls have
Yes.
been found safe. Okay. So that's good news. But they were with their mother. Usually when I hear cases of the mother taking off, I know it's some kind of the custody dispute. Them are the ones that usually end good, and I don't really go out and search for. It's
Wait,
usually when you
Dolly,
kidnap by a stranger, then I'll go hunt for you.
Yeah.
Columbus, the 2 kids were found safe? I didn't hear about that.
Yes, the 2 kids were found safe.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, where they were taken by their mother and one of her friends, and they were in a gold Lexus. But yeah, they've been found, and the kids are okay. Everybody's
Where were
good.
they found? Near Ocilla?
That's where they were heading. I don't know exactly where they were found, but I'm assuming that's probably they knew where they were heading, and then they were found. So I'm assuming that's where they found them at. But I'm
I
not
have so
positive.
much family up there in Fitzgerald, Tifton, Ocilla.
Oh my gosh. Have you heard about the case out of Ocilla in the pecan orchard?
I
No.
know so many things about Ocilla. First of all,
Oh my gosh.
Miss Georgia was murdered. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And then
Oh hell
back,
no! You can't be killing Miss Georgia.
back in the early 90s, she was a school teacher.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then before that, in Ocilla, way back in the 80s, there was a little tiny gas station with a cafe in it. And now this is the gospel truth. The lady do you remember the fried green tomatoes?
Yes.
And the bad guy went missing. The husband, the battered husband, the abusive husband, he went missing. And the sheriff came looking.
I don't know
And,
about that case.
and well, this is the same situation. It was a little old lady in Ocilla. She ran her cafe and her gas station.
Tara Grinstead.
Yes, Grinstead. And this case was the little old lady was in her 70s. And this homeless man kept sleeping in her doorway of her gas station. And he went missing.
Heard of that one.
He went missing.
Did the old lady kill him?
She fed him to the neighbors.
Well,
Barbecue.
look, y'all need to look into
That's why I don't eat barbecue right there.
You really do? Because I
Or
don't know
chili.
if you've ever heard of Up and Vanished, but it's a big thing. And this woman was she was young, and she was found murdered by she was a school teacher. And one of her students murdered her and put her in a pecan orchard in Ocilla, Georgia. So when I heard that they were on the way there, that's the first thing I thought about.
And
when I think of Columbus, Georgia, I think of that's my hometown. That's where I was born. And it's just basically military town. It ain't much there but like strip places and massage parlors. It's mostly military bases, and like everybody knows everybody. It's one of those places. You know, it's right on the border of Alabama.
That's like Fitzgerald.
Right.
It's like, don't blink, you'll miss it.
It's almost like going back in time to me when I get
my
there.
brother-in-law owned a radiator shop and a car dealership right in downtown Fitzgerald for years and years and years.
Yep.
And my sister-in-law, during hunting season, I'm not kidding you, they would all go hunting, and the family owned huge amounts of land up there. You know, soybeans, peanuts, you name it, pecans, corn. Her brother went hunting with about 10 fellas, and he was never seen again. Ever.
Hey, aliens, they find his boots. As soon as they find shoes and nothing else.
Missing 411.
Yeah, as soon as they find the shoes and nothing else, I'm like, yeah, that person's never turning up. Right. So
Well,
it's aliens, man, because apparently you can't get the carpet dirty on the spaceship or something because they always leave the shoes. Like,
all
take your
right.
shoes off at the door, man, before we beam you up.
All right. I have to put a little levity in everything I do. So I'll leave it at that and say, God bless you. I love you.
All right, Miss Bullhorn Betty, Mama.
Mama Bullhorn, thank you for coming up here. And I'm jumping down too, so everyone else can come up.
All
All
right.
right, guys.
Good night.
Love you
All right.
guys.
All right. So some people thinking they're innocent, but there's a lot of people out there that think they're innocent. But at the same time that y'all are saying this lady is innocent, she's presumed innocent until proven guilty. So are these police officers. The police are just as innocent until they're proven guilty. And I don't think nobody has really proved the police guilty without a shadow of a doubt that they did it. There's
I
no
mean, they definitely
eyewitnesses
didn't do
to it.
certain things they should have
There's
done.
there's no motive to it.
I mean, it could have literally just been, oh, he's mad because his girlfriend just left mad, and so he's in a bad mood. He's mad. He gets punched, and something goes awry, and the dog bites him, and he accidentally gets hit too hard. I mean, it could literally have been anything at this point.
Yeah, and it's gonna be hard for them to, like I said, do they have enough evidence to convict her? Even though I think she done it, do they have enough
I just,
evidence to convict her? I don't really think they do. And thank you, Turtle Gang. It says my internet keeps fading out. Anyway, buy you a cheeseburger with no mayo. There you go. Definitely no mayo, boy.
and then okay, I wanted to bring back the conversation on to the actual issue,
Hey,
and
yes. Hold on. We're gonna bring in Paper Cut Tina with us.
all
Hi.
right.
You want
Hey,
my
Paper Cut
camera?
Tina. Yeah, cut your camera off. It helps with the lag.
Yeah. I have a question. I wasn't even gonna come up. Honestly, I'm being honest.
Keep it on
Um,
topic. Keep it on topic.
oh yeah, I will. I will. My question is she the one, this Reed lady that actually did the search? Do they know for sure it was like on her computer or
No,
whatever?
that was on a phone. You're talking about the search at 2:37 a.m. from Jennifer McCabe, where she searched how long it takes to die.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the people in the house's girlfriend, Jennifer McCabe.
Yeah, and here's the thing
Okay.
is the prosecution saying that she opened that window at that time, but the actual search was made when they found her because the
This
girl
is part of what
came.
I wanted to go over. There's actually more from her cell phone that is extremely uh I don't even know what the word is. I mean, it wasn't just the
Strange.
one search. It was very strange. I mean, suspicious, strange, icky. She literally searched it more than once. It was searched twice. Because I have the whole. I wish I could share it, but it's somebody else's. They pulled up the whole freaking flow chart of it every single time that something funky happened on her phone. And I believe there was a voicemail she left on somebody's phone that said Johnny's dying. Just a bunch of stuff that's really, really suspicious from that
So
lady's phone.
what if they know she hit him, but they didn't do nothing about it?
That's possible too.
You know what I'm saying? Like they looked down there and be like, "Damn, she done hit John," and then they just said, "Oh well, fuck him, he'll get up," and then he didn't.
Oh God. I have another question, of course. Was she buddies with that other lady that had all that information on the phone? Were they like besties? Do you think they might have sort of planned to get rid of him together?
I
Even
don't know
though
that
he
there
was
were
drunk?
besties because she made a point to say to everybody that she didn't know why we were at this person's house. We don't know him very well. She didn't even know if he was invited.
But
She
she knew how
definitely knew she
to call
wasn't invited.
right? Didn't she call the next day?
She did. She called
So she
her
had
and
to
said she
know him.
didn't remember.
She had to know him to some point because she
Yeah,
had their number,
she did.
right? So to be able
Yeah.
to know, I don't know
That-
these people at all, but you got the lady's number and you called her the next morning. So
yeah,
you
you
do
think
know her
maybe
just
she
numbers.
was covering her tracks by saying, "Oh, I didn't really know him." When they found it. Because I was thinking kind of, okay, she was drunk, he was drunk, she was really angry. She might have known that she hit something, maybe him, didn't want to get a DUI or whatever, just went home. And then, oh my God, the next day.
Oh, Jason said she called with the niece's phone. So she
Mm,
took his niece her cell phone and called Jennifer McCabe with the niece's cell phone because she wasn't close to these people. She just knew who was at the house, I guess. But then she didn't even realize she was at that house with him. She said the last place she saw him at with her was at the bar.
I mean, if he was completely buried in snow where you couldn't see him, how did she know where he was at? That's
I
my
don't know.
biggest question. She said
Yeah, that's a good
over,
point.
jumped on top of him, tried to heat him up, did CPR, that type of stuff. And I can believe that she may have possibly accidentally did it, you know, and when she realized what happened, freaked out and tried to save him.
And
Um,
see, this is another thing. Jason's saying it's 2 inches of snow, but it started as 2 inches of snow. I believe there was a nor'easter that day. So by the time the plow trucks went out and that next morning when they found him, he was still in 2 inches of snow. I don't think
yeah, if
that's
they only had 2 inches of snow,
I
why
don't
would
think
they
that's
even send
true.
out plow trucks? 2
I
inches
think
of
when he
snow
was
up
found,
north
he
and
wasn't
shit.
in 2 inches of snow.
You're absolutely right, PJ, because I live near Boston. When it snows, it snows. It doesn't just do 2 inches and stop. It
I
just
Yeah,
think
gets
this
like,
was a big nor'easter where they got like a record
Mhm.
amount of snowfall.
yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 inches here, it's a blizzard in Virginia, but up north, you got to have 2 foot of snow for them to even consider it snowing.
Okay,
Wow.
Brenda said John and Jen McCabe were friends previously. Karen didn't know any of them. Okay. So she didn't
Mm,
know any of the people.
wow. Well,
I don't
whoever
think,
got on the computer, or I mean the phone, and looked that up is going to have some culpability. I was going to say that
what if the
she's going
plow
to get
truck driver
something.
did it
Oh, God.
and he flew that far? But he would have worse injuries if he was hit by a plow truck, though. He would have way.
Oh, God. Well, those plow drivers can be nice. I'll throw this in there
And
in my
here's the
gut.
point of this, that plow driver acting like he's seen everything. Plow drivers, he even hear of hit people. You know what I'm saying? So to
Yeah.
be like they don't run over people and they see everything, that's a little bit of a
Mhm.
stretch.
I mean, I would be more likely to think that a plow driver accidentally runs somebody over than somebody that's madly in love with the person.
Let me tell you this. You know how much a
Yeah,
plow
but
truck driver can see in a blizzard? They can see as much as you can see in a blizzard. Not shit. Okay.
God.
What do you think? Their windshield is special that they can see through the snow? Hell no, they can't see shit just like you can't see shit. That's why they're out there plowing the roads. What do you think? You get in that truck, you're gonna see better?
And
No,
see,
you're gonna
this
see
was
the
another
same
part
way
that
you
was an
see
I
issue
people
with
got a
the
ride
right now.
home.
prosecution. They actually didn't tell the defense that there was a plow truck driver, and the defense had to go out looking for that driver to verify there was one that night. At first, they said there wasn't a driver that night. So it's like they're withholding information from the defense to purposely have them not have all the proper information they need. That's my main problem.
Is anybody saying if those two were arguing and fighting and then maybe
The
she hopped
kids,
in the car really
his kids,
fast and then ran him over?
John
Mhm.
O'Keefe's niece and nephew, which are his kids now, are
Mhm.
saying that they were fighting, that he had ended the relationship and she refused to leave the house.
Okay. But I
So
mean
And
that
they have
night,
no
the
reason to
night they
lie.
were partying. I mean like the night they were drinking and
Yeah,
all,
that
but
was the night. Yeah.
yeah.
look
Yeah,
right
I mean,
here. Plow drivers do plow over people. People and animals sometimes are found in snowbanks.
ooh.
Facts. I mean, that is true. So
Mhm.
we can't
Well,
bank everything on.
they can be
Trigger
nice, you
warning.
guys. I got a ride home from a bar from one. I did. I couldn't see shit. You're right, Jimmy.
I see. That's what I'm saying. It ain't like they
Yeah.
got a special windshield where they can see through the snow. They
Yeah.
They
don't.
were
They see the
hugging at
same.
the bar.
They're
There's
in the
pictures
same
of that night.
conditions.
Yep.
They're driving around in the same conditions you are, just in a big ass truck.
Yeah, I think you guys, I'll hop down now, but I think she is going to get in trouble for part of this. I don't think she's going to walk.
I think she's gonna take a plea deal in the end. I think that's
Oh,
what it's
yeah.
gonna come down to.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
probably.
think so. I don't think
You
so.
guys
There's
don't
been
think
such a
she's going to get
spectacle.
manslaughter? You don't think she'll get like manslaughter
That's
even?
what I think it'll be dropped down to. I think she'll end up pleading out to manslaughter.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I do too. All right, you guys, thanks so much. I just learned
You're
a lot.
welcome.
All right,
All
thanks, you
right,
guys.
all right, Tina.
Bye-bye.
All
And
right.
see, did you see the chat say that they took a year and a half to interview the plow driver? That's what I'm saying. It's like they literally did everything incorrectly as for the case.
I mean, let's just say they fumbled the ball completely. That still don't mean just bad police work don't mean she didn't hit the dude with the car, though.
No, I agree.
You know, and I do agree with the defense on this. If it would have been me and there would have been a dead police officer in my front yard, they would have came in my house.
They
I
would
do
have.
agree. I do agree with him on that. But then again, you know, a police officer, they, you know, they don't usually, to be a police officer, you can't have a criminal record. You're usually supposed to be a pillar of your community. And if the police officer came out and said, "Hey, he never came in my house," why would you have any reason to doubt that police officer? It's
Yeah,
not.
criminal med, she turned down a plea offer. They're saying that she wouldn't because she's not guilty.
Yeah, I mean, she's already turned down a plea offer.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I think she did it. I don't know if they have enough to convict her on it. Not on second degree murder. Not
As for a
without showing,
reasonable doubt, I mean, I'm
not
doubting the fuck out of all of it.
yeah, because you can't show a motive that she had a motive really, other than what the kid said she was arguing. But that they showed video.
That doesn't give you a motive to want to kill you.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, and then they show video at the bar, and they look like they're getting along fine that night. Okay,
Yeah.
but you do have her drinking, you know. But so it's hard to prove she did it, and it's damn near impossible to prove that them police did it. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Will she get off of it? I just don't think they have enough to convict her on second degree murder.
Oh, and
I still think she
Brendag
did
said
it.
he never came out of the house. That was the thing we were stuck on last time, is the police officers in the house didn't come out of the house.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I think
Okay.
that's because what I said earlier, they know when to do certain things a certain way and how to do certain things to avoid being in trouble. And I think that's why they didn't come out of the house, but they
Well,
also should have a duty to act as first responders.
well, the defense is acting like the medic is lying because he's friends with one of the police that are inside. I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, and that was another thing that was questionable. They didn't pronounce him DOA on scene. And I know that for a fact that as an EMT, they wouldn't do certain DOAs at certain scenes based on the crowd and based on where we were at. You literally drove away from scenes and pronounced DOAs based on the freaking scenario. And that's
Well,
common knowledge.
he made it to the hospital and he was in the
He
hospital.
wasn't alive.
Oh, well, he wasn't pronounced. He was pronounced dead.
Right, because a paramedic, an EMT, or a freaking hospital doctor has to pronounce you, and that literally just consists of saying, "Hey, 10-4, I'm at such and such with patient such and such, code gray. The time of DOA is da da da," and that's it. That's pronouncing somebody DOA. I've done it.
So you saying he was completely dead when he reached the hospital?
I mean, I don't know that for certain, but that's what I believe. The body was 80 degrees. They were doing CPR. I've not seen anything to say he was alive and well. I don't know. Technicalities.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm no expert in that field at all. But look, I want to thank everybody that came up and hung out with us tonight and chopped it up about the case. Me and PJ are getting ready to get out of here. We want to thank everybody. If you haven't, make sure you hit that like button. If you're super cool, join. We got a deal going on Dolly soap right now with promo code Dolly Vision. Get 50% off. www.buydollysoap.com. Okay. Good way to support the channel. Keep us going. Anything you want to leave the crew with there, PJ?
No, I feel like I'm more confused than I was when I started, but you know.
I have a little more doubt. I do. I have a little more doubt in my mind that maybe there is something, but I still think I'm 90%. I started out at 98.9. I say I'm 90% convinced the lady did it. I don't think she will be found guilty of second degree murder. I don't think there's enough evidence. I think this is one of them ones where people are going to be like, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Nobody goes to jail because you don't want the wrong person to go to jail. And it may end up that way. But
I
we'll
mean,
see. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it to see if anything breaks or changes and what they do with old Turtle Boy, you know, because you got to watch your steps when you say things about people because you don't want to end up like him. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing though with him. I don't think people should be I think his purpose was to bring attention to the case, and I think we discussed him enough to the point where I don't think we should really. His behavior is disgusting, in my opinion, and I don't care what he stands for. If he was sitting here freaking trying to convince me to go to church, I wouldn't go.
I hear you. Yeah, I feel you on I feel you on that one. So I'm going to leave everybody, the replay crew, with this question. Is this woman guilty? Right? Yes or no? And if will she be convicted of this? Yes or no? Okay, that is the question for the replay crew. Drop your answer in the comment down below after the video.
And why? I want to know why people feel like that. Because, like I said, this is crazy.
Yeah, there you go. And why? And then the next video me and PJ do, we'll pick a winner from somebody that left a comment on that video, and we will give something away to you. Okay, sound good? So make sure you drop a comment, and we're out of here, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.